Another week, another vlog, and I'm starting with good news. In my last vlog, I told you about the job I applied to in an IT company, and I had the conversation 2 days ago. And already yesterday they called me and said that it was a good conversation and that now in a further step I can talk to the boss, which I will do tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm now the only one meeting the boss or if also other people are in the second round. But at this moment I'm pretty optimistic that if the conversation tomorrow goes well, I might get the job. Right now I thought I should use the free time I have to do some activities which people usually do on the weekends, and therefore it's not so crowded if you do it during the week. What I will do today is go to a nice cafe where I actually wanted to go with my mom last Sunday, but it was just so crowded that we couldn't get a seat. And I'm pretty sure if I go on a Wednesday morning it will be not that crowded. And afterwards I want to go to the museum. It's a big museum. For me it's also very nostalgic because I already went there as a child, so it always feels like this childhood memory thing. And also I just like museums, so I go there every few years. And afterwards I will donate plasma so that I will get back the money that I will spend today. I really enjoyed going to the museum. I also enjoyed going to the cafe. I would have loved to eat something there, like Eggs Benedict or something fancy like that. But since my financial situation at the moment isn't the best, I decided to get some pretzels for €2 instead. Yeah, I told you about the part-time job I applied to and the first conversation that went really well. Yesterday I had the second conversation, and after that I had a little nervous breakdown. Not that the conversation was super bad, it was just a different dynamic. My first conversation was with a woman and we were chatty, and this time another man was in the call and he was more like focused on asking important questions, and I wasn't really prepared for that, so I think my answers weren't the best, to be honest. Also, one of the questions was that it's quite a long way to get to my workplace, where I would have to be 4 days a week. And he asked me if I'm aware that it would be a lot of costs for me to get there every day to work. I said, yes, it's absolutely worth it for me. But afterwards, I realized how much money it will actually be to drive there 4 times a week. And it's way more than I thought. But to be honest, if it's the right part-time job for me and I can imagine myself doing this for a long time and feeling good about it, I would say then it's really worth it for me. The reason why I had this breakdown was also because, again, I had my financial situation in my head and that it's really difficult at the moment because in the past I made some super bad decisions when it comes to money, and now I feel the consequences. So that means I'm in debt, even though I wouldn't have to be. It was just stupid. Feeling all those emotions connected to the job or my current situation also shows me that there is some passion. In the past, I would always go the easy way and do what's safe, but now I wanna break this pattern and I wanna do the things I want to do, even if that means that I will have financial struggles. Now I have to wait for their decision. I will probably give you an update on this next week. And also I applied to a mini job. That's a kind of job in Germany where you don't work a lot of hours, and therefore also you don't need to pay social insurance and all that. And it's an e-bike brand. They are looking for someone to make social media content. So I thought, okay, that sounds pretty nice. Cruising on an e-bike, making some pictures and videos about it and getting paid for that. And they want to see me also next week. Let's see how things will go.